Okay, we have finally come to on a 30-day journey, which took a lot longer than 30 days. No apologies for that. We'll talk about why it did, but let's see. I started this on day one was May 16th. May 16th, and we were supposed to be finished 30 days later, but we did not finish 30 days later. I came into some resistance with this topic. Uh, I think I had to check myself because, as I said in the other guides, look, it's not about doing something 30 days and getting it, it's doing something 30 days and seeing it in your reality. These guides are not, I'm not claiming that as a creator of these guides. But me being human, I kind of was getting tied up in that, and I wasn't seeing anything, and I was getting in my head, and so I ended up just stopping and reassessing, and um, so I came back to it on the 14th, and I intended to finish up on the 15th, but I did not, really for the same reason. But what I want to say is this: manifestation is not something that we can take as some kind of magic game that we do this, we do the right thing, and then we get our stuff. Because it's not about getting the stuff per se. Obviously, we want to see things materialize in this 3D world, but it's really about the self. That was really why I created these guides for myself, so that I would have something to begin to work on. What are the things that are going on inside of me? What do I believe? Do I believe I am safe to love someone and that I'm safe to be loved by someone? Um, and that, like, do I really believe that inside? Because, and do what do I feel about myself? Am I loving myself? One of the things that I have realized, I created these guides, and the guide we're working on right now is the one that's dedicated to topic of, which you've seen before, love. And we worked on the self-concept guide, we worked on the money and finance guide. And it's crazy because in working through these guides, I actually have seen progress in those other areas, uh, working within this so-called love guide. So I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is we may have something specific in mind when we are trying to work on self, okay? But what I am finding is that you may be thinking of something specific in your mind, but what it's actually doing is it's improving you in other areas. I shouldn't even say improving, because we're perfect. We don't need improvement. Um, as I had affirmed in the last guide of self concept, everything I desire, everything you desire already, you've already got it. It already exists. What we're trying to do is not create it, because, as I've said before, creation's finished. So all we're trying to do is change to that channel where the you that has the thing that you want is there. And my goal with these guides for myself was just to affirm that and remind myself of how powerful I am, and that I am safe to love and be loved. Um, as you saw in a previous guide, I am uh, polyamorous, so I'm married, but I have other people that I've had relationships with and connections with, and they're just a couple that I'd like to call back into my current reality. And I'm living there, I'm existing there from within. But the reason why I got tied up on this was because I was getting frustrated, to be honest, because I wasn't seeing any movement. And it took me like 2 months to recognize that um, everything happened in the moment I decided it was going to happen. And it happened within. And that's where the power is. That's where I need to go. So it's sort of like, oh, I want to do something. I want to do something to make something happen, right? I want to see something happen. Uh, and the place to make that happen is within, you know, because literally it is done. The second we decide that it is done, the second that we choose that it is done. And so that's a challenge for us, right? Because we live here in this world of the five senses, but that's where we have to go. That's where our power lies. It's inside. And all these different techniques and methods, all that's for is for us to find a way to be in that mindset of already having it, because we do. And like I said earlier, that's why I created these guides, to remind myself of the incredible power that I have. You got to be reminded of the power that you have to create and to bring things about. You're doing it all the time. You're doing it now. Like you where you at are right now. You have to take accountability that on some level you created that. And it's like, oh, I know it's tough pill to swallow, because you want to get into fault and blame. It's not about that. It's just, you got to accept that. If you don't accept that, then you can't accept the other thing. If you don't accept that, hey, I'm here at this point because of the decisions that I made, because I am that powerful, then you can't accept that you're powerful enough to create the circumstance that you want, to bring in that person that you want here in the 3D. So, what I came to after 30 days, although it was more than 30 days, is that it is done, and it was done. And uh, it's now. It's like, it's right now. There's another thing I was kind of getting tied up on, was just getting tied up on memories of, what was and what I did and what I could have done. And it's all nonsense, because all of that is just, it's just a story that I'm telling myself in my head about the situation. I could create a whole different story. Things could go completely in a different way. So again, um, this has been a good journey, because it's shown me a lot of the work that I still have to do. And I hope it highlights to you the work that you need to do to recognize your power. This is to remind us of our power, and to keep us in that place that we want to be in within. To remember that it is done. It already exists. It existed. Really, because creation is done. So it's already, that life is already, that you want to be is already there. We're just trying to, we're not trying. We are aligning with the you that you want to be. Um, and whether you robotically affirm it or whatever method you're using, you've got to be with that, and go within to be able to make that solid for yourself. So I've gone through, done my these are the last 2 days. I'm always like, it is done. That's what I affirm. And I'm not going to take your time to do that, but I will, after I'm done recording, I will go through and I will read through these 3 more times, and I'll reflect reflect on where I'm at today, because that's all that matters. I could be beating myself up and say, man, I told these people 30 days we'd get through this guide on May 16th, and here I am almost 2 months later, beyond 2 months later, finishing things up and blah, blah. Now, this is where I'm at today, and that's all I've got. That's all you've got is today. And today, you're here, you know what you have chosen, you know who you have chosen to be with. Know that, be that, and be that person. Think how are you thinking right now with that special person in your life? What are you doing? You're not sitting there licking your wounds. You're not sitting there worrying about something that happened, what you conceive to be years ago or months ago or weeks ago or yesterday. All you have is today. Tomorrow, you think. Yesterday is just some memory. You can create another memory. So, what I'm saying is, you've got it. Don't use the reflection in the mirror. This is the reflection. You're using the reflection. Say, hey, I don't see it in the reflection. So, it's not working. We have to go inside. We have to look at the stories there. We have to create that life and within us. We're not even really creating it, but call for it. It is there. And another thing too, one of the thoughts that I had in my mind is like, why am I sticking on this? Why am I think of it as that other me that's calling for me to keep at it. Like, keep at it. The me that's living the life that I want to live is saying, yeah, man, keep at it. That's why you're on it. That's why we do it. That's why we come back to it day after day. Okay? So it is done. This is done. We've gotten through it. Write, repeat, manifest for love. Do I have my special people on my phone today? No. But you know what? The phone is out here. I don't care. No matter what, they're already with me. They're in my life. No matter what, you got to be thinking that person, that special person, you have them today. What are you doing? Where are you going? What plans are you making? Keep your mind there. That's what I'll do. And I'll come back to you uh, once I've aligned with that Jerhal that has the people in their lives for sure. But we're gonna put this one aside. That was quite a 30-day, 60-day, pushing on 90-day ride. But we'll set that to the side, and now we're gonna get ready for my next guide. This is for mindfulness and inner peace. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this one because coming from the last guide, I need this and the lesson that I learned, which is that working on mindfulness, working on inner peace, remembering our that affects everything: the money, the health, the love. It's all connected. So I look forward to diving into this. I won't even try to say that it's going to happen tomorrow, but we'll get started on that. And I haven't even really thought about what my affirmation is going to be, but I want you to think about it and think about what affirmation we'll work ourselves through over the next 30 days with our 30-day affirmation guide. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.